Rich Strani with TMC. Thanks for watching. We are at WebRTC Expo Atlanta 2014. We've got Jason Covert on the program. He's with Wow Business. Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Really great to have you here. Tell us a little bit about the company, please.
So Wow Business is the commercial arm of Wow, which is a privately held communications company that started back in 1996. We cover 19 different markets across 12 different states. And right now we're hyperly focused on growing our commercial segment through a commitment to provide an excellent customer experience.
Excellent. And so tell me a little bit about your products and services.
So we take a look at the products and services that we offer. We offer internet, voice, data products, and cloud services across those markets in the Midwest and the Southeast. So if you're a small company in Huntsville, Alabama, and Research Park, an up-and-coming tech firm that you need more bandwidth, we can provide that. If you're in Chicago, you want to connect multiple sites across the Chicagoland area across our fiber optic network, we can handle that. As well as if you're in Columbus, Ohio, want to connect back to the data center over secure connection where it's a HIPAA-compliant data center, we can do that as well.
Now, you're offering Ethernet and SIP trunking services in some areas. I'm wondering, is that something that will get rolled out nationwide?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've actually...
Or I should say throughout your footprint.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you take a look at the Ethernet and SIP rollouts, we're actually pretty much complete with those rollouts up in the north. We got just one or two markets left. What's really exciting is that we've had those products in our southern markets. So we've been doing those for several years. We're very familiar with it. We know the impact they have on our enterprise level customers. I'll give you for instance. So just happened to get on the phone about 10 minutes before I arrived here. And one of the team members had called us up and said, "Oh, hey, exciting news. You know, last night one of the credit unions had some troubles with their previous provider, and we were able to step in and provide a fully owned fiber optic solution to them to handle their needs for the future." So it was really exciting to hear that.
That's great. So sounds like you're doing really well on the retail side. I'm curious on wholesale. Do you do anything in that market?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, we're really excited. We've had a lot of success in the marketplace over the last couple of years and most recently. And so that product that we sell to the wholesale side is fiber to the cell tower to handle wireless backhaul for the wireless carriers. I think, as you know, there's a huge explosion in bandwidth, people using their iPads and iPhones and Android-based devices. And that's really putting an impact on the network. So we're able to provide that connectivity and backhaul premise for the wireless carriers. In addition, which is really exciting for us, so we just started a channel. So we hired a very talented sales executive to come in to be the channel chief for that segment. And we look really forward to the future here as he sets up that program.
Great. Now, your company is pretty exciting in terms of creating buzz. I mean, I think you've just done a good job there. I mean, your attendance or your exhibition at IT Expo recently, your booth was well attended. I know there's a lot of buzz there. Question I have for you is, how do you compare yourself to some of your competitors? Obviously, your branding and marketing seems to be really solid, but what other differentiators are there?
Yeah, so I think we're really changing how people view alternate providers. So we're not your typical telecom or cable company. The difference for us is that we're passionately committed to providing an excellent customer experience. So let's unpack that and see what that means. So if you take a look at it, it's about sitting down at the table from a perspective that we're in a partnership, really listening to the customer, understanding their needs, and then coming back to the shop and designing a solution that's in alignment with that customer. Once we do that, it's really setting the right expectations with that customer during the service delivery process and then exceeding those expectations. And then the last thing is about the experience after the service is installed, and it's really checking in with them, being proactive, not reactive, on really looking at their future needs. It's all about, again, providing the excellent customer experience with a reliable network. It's 24/7, 365, monitored by our NOC. How we do this, though, and we feel very powerful about this, is our culture. So we've instilled values at the company like respect, integrity, accountability, and courage. So it's not something that, when I'm in front of you, I'm just saying it, or it's on our website. It's really something we truly believe in.
Now, are you a facilities-based provider with your own local loops, or do you rely on other companies for that? How does that work?
Yeah, so we are a facilities-based provider, wholly owned fiber network. We got about 42,000 route miles in our local metro loops. What's really exciting is that we have the right platform with the Avaya, Alcatel-Lucent platform. So it's not only setting us up.
They used to be the same company, didn't they?
Right. No, I mean, it's funny, right? So it's not only about having a platform for now, it's a platform for the future. As we had mentioned, all the demand is getting to be extreme. So you're really going to have that network that powers that. And it was a good example in that story that I told you about today, where the customer was having problems with their previous provider, and we were able to step in and go from that customer having a T1-based network to a fiber-based network.
So I'm always curious. We know that there's so much growth in the cloud. How is your company operating in terms of data center, data center access for your customers? Do you also work in that space, have data centers?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you take a look at our cloud strategy, we have 2 data centers today. We have one in Tampa, Florida, and we have one in Columbus, Ohio. So those data centers offer all the services that you expect in a best-of-class type of environment. So you'd have cloud-based computing, infrastructure as a service, disaster recovery, backup, co-location. But I think one of the key differentiators for us is not only we provide the cloud-based services, we're also providing the connectivity to the cloud, which is really important. Because if you can't get to your cloud, the whole concept of cloud, you can just throw it out. So that's really important for us.
What else should we know?
So most importantly, again, when you take a look at that, is why are people making decisions in that type of environment? So for instance, in the educational space, we're really targeted on there, whether it's E-rate or whether it's college and universities. It's really moving to an online type of environment. And so we'll take a look at those situations and figure out in a collaborative way with our customers on how to do that. It's not a very easy thing to do, just in general terms. I think a lot of people take it for granted. I mean, all the components are there, but if you've never done it before, that's something that it's going to be a task. And so as you take a look at it, we just want to let you know that not only we can handle, again, the bandwidth side and connectivity, but it's all those services that are based in the cloud and really provide the advice and recommendations on how to attack that. I would tell you, I just recently went back and had a firsthand knowledge of this type of experience where I did my MBA online. And I would tell you that the people in the class, when they couldn't hear the teacher or if the class wasn't available, they had a problem with it. So, this is a type of environment where people expect the same type of experience that they have in person as they do online. So that's an important thing to note.
Excellent. Thanks for your time today.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it.